CNP is just starting. These are the days of little beginnings, but this doesn't look little to me. And I see great people seated here, and we're all here to help each other unlock our potential, help each other on that step to the next level. So thanks for coming again. I hope you find this valuable. There's going to be a survey at the end of the day. Give us your feedback. We're help to help each other. You're helping me and I'm helping you. So our next speaker, I hope I won't get in trouble. Our next speaker is my old guy. He's my big brother. He's my mentor. He's my friend. So I'm really honored to invite to the podium Dele Ibitoye. He is a people-centric leader, a global leader, an inclusive leader with over 15 years experience. He's presently senior director with, again, the better bank. The best bank, and is managing global IT risk for RBC. What you may not know, what you won't see on his LinkedIn is in RBC we have, like Academy Awards, like our Oscars, and Dele has been one of the winners in the past years. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Dele Ibitoye.
I don't know if I should use the mic, or can you hear me loud enough?
No.
I should use the mic, okay. Thanks a lot to the organizers of this event. I think it's long overdue for us to have something like this in Toronto. And when I cast my mind back over a decade ago that I came into Canada, what I keep telling myself today is, I wish there were a forum like this that would have helped me. Maybe I could have been accelerated in my career. Maybe things could have been different, but it's never too late. The good news about the topic I'm speaking about this evening is that Ibrahim and Dami, they've done a very good job at making it easy for me. So mine is just going to be very easy. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about real life experience and what I've seen over the years. So I do lecture at the University of Toronto on a part-time basis. The master's degree students and the PhD students. Back in September, the course advisor to the master's degree program sent me a mail and said, there's a new guy that just came in from Nigeria. I'd love you to meet him. So I met him. I don't want to mention his name. Possibly somebody would know him. And when I sat with him, it was a 30 minutes discussion. I did ask him a number of questions. And I could see, looking at him and looking at how he was responding, easily I could see that he was going to be challenged doing a program here. And why did I say that? I also did a program here in Canada, and I'll tell you my feelings. The way I did things at the onset, I still wish I could do it differently. Because in Nigeria, typically, or in Africa, you go into the classroom to be taught. You are not accustomed to going into the classroom to participate. So I got admitted. I'm like, okay, great. School is starting. They sent a bunch of things to us ahead of going to class. But unfortunately, I did not read. Unfortunately, I did not read. So the professor came up. We'll be talking about, it was a start course at Rotman. So today, I'm going to be lecturing you. This is my name. This is what we're going to be doing. But I've gone through the profile of everyone in this class. So, Dele Ibitoye lead us in the case study. Okay. I'm now looking like rice and beans. Okay. Why was I looking like rice and beans? Because I had the mindset that I was going into the class to be taught, not necessarily preparing to participate. And that's what I think we need to do differently if we want to make a mark here. So if I made, I said his name. I don't want to mention his name. I did. So I met him in September, October, and I said, so you get to class, where do you sit? So I sit at the back. Do you ask questions in class? He said, no. So when you're done with classes, like, do you speak to your classmates? He said, no. Okay. And quickly, based on the answers he told me, I realized a few things were wrong in how he was approaching it. And it's natural for all of us. So we're all humans, we're in a new society. We think it's very daunting for us. We're worried about our accents, we're worried about so many things. I'll tell you what, all those things don't matter in the grand scheme of things. Opportunities are limited, but talent is universal. And that's what I've seen in my experience. There's talent all over the place. Because someone was born in Canada does not mean that they are more talented than you. But we come in with a little bit of a limiting mindset. There are three realms when you think about quotient, when you're talking about growth mindset. When you start with the intellectual quotient, Nigerians do an amazing job. Brilliant people, I'll tell you that. I've been in classrooms with students across the world, and I know Nigerians are very smart people. When it comes to emotional quotient, I think we do a fairly good job as well. But when it comes to the adaptability, that's where we struggle a lot. So thinking about growth mindset, it's really an intersection of learning, effort, and resilience. And we should not be afraid to fail. The fear of failure, I think, comes from
connection, and you don't. Trust me.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
I have an
fear of failure comes first to us.
Good people know
Because
other good people. It's easier and safer to recruit an employee who by word of mouth has been recommended. If I know you can do the job and I recommend you have a higher chance of getting the job.
Than living in your own country.
It helps your possibility in the 21st century. Like word of everything is fast-paced. If you're not running with building connection and making those connections, you know what, you're just going to be left behind. It shortens your job search.
And that's what I often tell people, that resilience should always come number one. You're intelligent, but intelligence does not come
on the next person.
I don't know. He may be more educated than me. I don't know. I see a lot of people walk around. I don't know what they can do. And the only way they can show that is showing that resilience, showing that they are dynamic and being outgoing. So Danny spoke a lot about personal branding. Again, from where we come from, and I'm going to tell you the aspect we could do differently that would bring better outcome, not necessarily talking about growth mindset or what it means. In my early days working in the Better Bank, in my early days working in the Best Bank, I had an opportunity to lead a global town hall. A global town hall of 10,000 people. And I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? 10,000 people connecting to a session. I didn't even understand what I'm talking about. Do they even know my accent? So a lot of those things, which when you think about it, is a fixed mindset, is a limiting mindset. But what I did not know was that it was an opportunity to move me to the next level. So I'd been identified as someone who could progress in his career. But the leadership wanted to expose me. And I was running away from that opportunity. So the thing you want to think about is, are there opportunities that you don't know where it's going to connect to your future that you are shying away from? It could be a session like this. And I'll tell you that I've been privileged in my experience to meet great and amazing people. And again, I wish I could do things a little bit more different.
And I recommend you have a higher chance of getting the job.
No one is going to be your brand.
It helps your possibility in the 21st century. It's like word of everything is fast-paced. If you're not running with building connection and making those connections, you know what, you're just
being in the room one-on-one. Actually, he came to me, the CEO of Microsoft Canada. He came to me to talk to me, except I didn't know who he was. And I did such a shitty job at introducing myself, right? So we got into the session and he said, oh, the keynote speech is going to be done by so-so and so, President CEO of Microsoft Canada. And I see him come up on stage. I'm like, what an opportunity I just wasted. He came to me. He said, what's your name? Oh, what do you do? I'm like, I work at RBC. So, that's it. That's what I said. So I said, oh, so you are here with Bruce? I'm like, yeah. It was just one liner. So they left. And then I saw him up on stage. I'm like, really? It was the President CEO of Microsoft Canada that came to talk to me. So how do you convert opportunities to allow you grow is what we should ponder about. And I say this as well, I hope it's not going to come out very offensive. We should come outside of our shell. We should come outside of our shell. Be it where we live, be it who we interact with, be it how we connect socially. We should do a better job. I love to meet everybody anywhere. I don't care you're Caucasian, you're Asian, you're African, and all that. Go outside of your core community. It's good to be in the community, right? I love it, don't get me wrong. But going outside the community also does a lot. Because, and I say this from a recruitment standpoint, there's something going wrong in this society that people don't see very obviously. Caucasians are going to become a minority in 10, 15 years.
And I recommend you to have a higher chance of getting
I sit at the top. I look at where hiring
it helps your possibility in the 21st century. Like what of everything is fast-paced. If you're not running with the Caucasians building connection and making those connections, you know what you're just
process. So if we stick within just our community without going outside, then we're limiting ourselves. Our growth may be stunted. Maybe stunted because we're not actively reaching out beyond borders. Right? So how do you go out? How do you meet people? And how even when you meet people and things don't go right, how do you become more resilient? Because when you think about growth mindset, it's all about resilience. It's just one word, resilience. How do you adapt? You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, and you're going to have not so good days. But when you have bad days, how do you spring back up? And that's what growth mindset is all about. I've had my own fair share of failure. I've had my fair share of success. But every time things don't go right, I go back to the drawing board and ask myself, what could I have done differently? So what can you do differently? Let's move to the next slide. I'll quickly run through that because of time. The first is you have to acknowledge that change is needed. You need to do self-evaluation. What am I good at? And what am I not good at? The things you are not good at does not mean. Then you have to know your options. Dami spoke about it. Don't hang on to a job. Don't think this is just going to be one path that I'm going to ever go in. So know all the options and pursue the options. Up until late last year, and Kemi is my, how do I describe you? When I have a bad day, she used to be on this same floor with me before. When I have a bad day, I go to her. I'm like, Kemi, I had a bad day. And I talk to her. And I started exploring options. And I've moved on to another role. You have to know all the options. Don't think I'm just doing this and that's where my capabilities lie. Have that growth mindset of looking at other options. What are my core capabilities, not what you do? So for me, Kemi described me as a people person. I'm in a team right now, which it is a niche for me. Right? So know where your skills are transferable and how you can utilize it. And lastly, mentorship. I cannot overemphasize on mentorship. Mentorship really helps us not to make the same mistakes others have made. And if I'll leave you with
and I recommend you to have a higher chance of getting the job.
Have 3-4 mentors. Because you
help it helps your possibility in the 21st century. It's like word of everything is fast paced. If you're not running with building connection and making those connections, you know what, you're just...
So actively pursue mentors in areas you want to pursue. And I'm confident that with that and resilience, we'd all be successful.
Sure.
Thank you.
CNP will be coming up with some more events in the future. This is very encouraging. I can't thank you all enough for coming out. And thank you to our panelists and our speakers. So like I said, for those that didn't come in earlier, we're going to have like these rapid sessions, like TED Talk, and then I'll invite the panelists that can be available at the end of the day. We're going to take like 10 minutes bio break now, sit down and mingle, network with other people. You know, like Dami told us, you don't know if that person has the opportunity, right? And we're all going up, we're all moving higher. So let's network 10 minutes, then we'll have the next speaker, and then we'll have all our questions and we can all learn from each other. Thank you very much. See you in 10 minutes.